I deal a lot with people buying and selling horses, and a part of that is the dreaded pre-purchase exam. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what some of the expectations should be of a pre-purchase exam so that both the buyer and the seller have a little bit of a sense of what should be going on with this. So depending on the price of the horse, an inexpensive horse, the pre-purchase exam might be something simple like just making sure that the horse is currently not lame and that the horse is currently in good health. And so can the horse see? Can the horse breathe? Is the heart functioning normally? Can the horse walk, trot, and canter without a significant limp? And that may be as far as that pre-purchase goes. And that's what we usually see for people buying trail horses or horses for kids for their very first horse. The horse just needs to be really, really safe, and we don't have a lot of expectations on that horse. However, what we normally see is a more expensive horse or a horse that is at the top of someone's budget, and so they're expecting that this horse be perfect. We see all over the place that in search of ads for a horse that has clean x-rays and no maintenance, and I really feel that's impossible to find. So what we need to do is the pre-purchase exam is there. It's his fact-finding mission. No one has a crystal ball, and there is not a pass or fail. The vets are not allowed to pass or fail a horse in a pre-purchase exam. They just are there to find information. So for me personally, I've had a horse that was insulin resistant that we lost to laminitis. We did not know he was insulin resistant. It was back before we really had a whole lot of information on it. This was a long time ago. And so for me, I will not purchase a horse who is insulin resistant. That is a no for me on a pre-purchase exam. So I have blood drawn on all my horses to make sure that they're not insulin resistant. An old suspensory injury. I have had horses that have had reoccurrence with suspensories that were purchased that had an old healed suspensory injury but were sound at the time. And so for me personally, a horse who's previously had a suspensory injury, that is an absolute no-go. A horse that is currently lame on a pre-purchase exam, for me, I'm going to have the veterinarian investigate that, try and find out what it is. Maybe we come back and check the horse again in 2 weeks and see if they're looking good. Because personally, I don't mind a little bit of maintenance. My goal is to not have to do any maintenance on a horse before the age of 10 or before their first Grand Prix. But if they need it, they need it. And if it's effective, then why not do that and keep the horses comfortable? So you have to really know, like, what will you accept and what will you not accept. And then from there, you just look at the results and decide if the horse is currently thriving and they're in work and there's some changes on x-rays. Those changes may be there for the rest of the horse's life and never cause them any problems. If I'm worried about changes on x-rays, and they're sound, I'm going to buy that horse, and maybe I'll re-x-ray the horse in a year or 2 years and make sure that things aren't changing, and then re-x-ray again in another year or two. And if I start seeing changes going in the wrong direction, maybe that horse isn't destined for the Grand Prix and it needs to stay a mid-level or a low-level horse. And there's nothing wrong with that. These horses don't have to go all the way through the levels. That horse can be a stepping stone for someone else to learn on, and that horse will still have a lot of value. Kissing spine is another really strong topic right now. I think there's a lot of high-level competing horses that have absolutely no back pain, and they have horrible, horrible x-rays. So as long as the horse is not symptomatic, I don't have a problem if they have bad x-rays on their back. It's just something that I would look at the information and say that I need to work on developing this horse more through the top line to give them more support so that they don't encounter a problem in the future. So really the pre-purchase exam is just a fact-finding mission to find out, is this horse currently thriving in the level of work that they're in, and are you okay with the things that you are going to find? Because not every horse is going to be perfect. If you look long enough and deep enough, you're going to find something wrong with the horse. So hopefully that clears up a little bit about what to expect in a pre-purchase exam. Happy riding, everyone.